What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Nekron from Blackest Night. And so here we have the Mcfarlane Nekron pose and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories. Nekron does come with his scythe, which is a welcome addition to the figure. I really do like it, as well as your standard Mcfarlane display base. Other than that, Nekron doesn't come with anything else, so with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Nekron. And so here we have a closer look at Nekron, and I have to say I absolutely love this figure. There's one thing I absolutely love about Mcfarlane, it's their mega figures. Mcfarlane really does know how to make a big figure, and Nekron here is beautiful in his own right. I really like what we have here with this figure. Now, Nekron here is the leader of the Black Lanterns. He is the embodiment of death in the DC universe, and he just looks amazing here in hand. I did have the DC collectibles at one time, but he was kind of small, and the DC Universe Classics Nekron didn't come with a scythe, and I feel like this embodies both the sculpt and the size. So we have the sculpt work that isn't as clean as the DC Universe or the DC Direct version, but we have one that has the size to it, and it looks really good here. So Nekron's face, of course, is the skull, almost skeleton, which looks really nice. I do like it. The white out eyes look amazing, and you can see he does have his Black Lantern insignia right here on his head, which looks really nice. It's done in silver paint. Really do like his whited out eyes, although I do feel like they might be a little too far apart. The mouth is done very well, and you can see he does have just black death inside his mouth, so I do like that. Really loving the detailing here, and this is right in Mcfarlane's wheelhouse of something skeletal, very dead looking, and it looks very good. Mcfarlane absolutely excels in characters like these. As far as the rest of the figure goes, he does have his choker right here, which is done in a softer plastic, so you don't have to worry about these breaking off, although they might come warped. As you can see on mine, this one is leaning down. This one came out alright, so yeah, that's pretty good. 4 out of 3 is not bad. I know a lot of people are saying that the DC Universe Classics one beats this one out because it has a real chain. Come on, guys. Real chain versus getting his actual scythe. There's no contest. I would take the scythe over real chains any day of the week, and I challenge anybody to fight me over that, and I'll probably win that fight. Whether it be fist fight or fighting of words, I'll win that fight. But anyway, having a look at Nekron's apparel here, he does have his black robe, which is done very well. You can see it is torn and decrepit right here on this, where the sleeves would be, and it's just done in this oily black plastic, which looks very good. You can see he also does have a hood on the back of his outfit, almost Grim Reaper-esque. If he actually had the hood over, he would probably be like the Grim Reaper. Again, he is the embodiment of death, and I just absolutely love it. We have some detailing here on his spine where it's protruding out of his decaying flesh. Absolutely loving the sculpt work. His skin texture is that almost of rotting corpses, so it looks very good. I really do like the detailing here, and this is where I'll give the Mattel one, where they actually did paint the inside a little bit better than this, but I'll give Mcfarlane credit on the sculpt. You can see all those little they're not tendons, but they're vessels and just sinew. Just ooh, it looks so creepy and good. I love the sculpt work. Mattel's did not have this kind of sculpt work. I know the DC Collectibles kind of had it, but this, it just looks gruesome in here. If I can actually just get one of my lights really fast, just so you can see the amount of sculpt work in there. Just look at it. It is very well done inside that cavity right there. On his arms, on the right arm, we just have the wraps which do go all the way to his hand, and this is going to be the hand that holds the scythe. It is a softer plastic, so the fingers do open up, which I do like that. And Nekron doesn't have a black ring. He pretty much just gives out black rings to anybody who's dead. So yeah, that is really cool, and I do like the fact that this hand is in a style pose, and he also has the black wraps right here, but he also has the same chain, well, cuff that he has on his neck. Again, this is a little bit warped, which can be solved with a little bit of heat. You can put real chain on here if you really want to. I'm probably going to end up doing that at some point, but yeah, really do like that, and the detailing here looks really good. We do have his belt, which is a Black Lantern insignia. As you can see, it has the black hand going around it, looking really nice, and then his black robes go all the way down to his ankles, where the bottom is tattered. His undersuit is just this black line work, and I do remember this very clean, distinctly on the other figures that he had this line work. I also recall the DC Collectibles and the Mattel one giving them silver boots. I'm not sure which is accurate. I haven't read Blackest Night in a while, and I think it's just up to artist interpretation. Sometimes he was seen with silver, sometimes he was seen with black. I personally think the black looks better than having it with silver. I think it just gives it this really ominous feel to it. Really do like his boots. You can see it does have some gloss right here at the top. We have the regular part of the boot, then we have another band right here, another part of the boot, the band, and then we have his foot right here, which unfortunately the ankle joint isn't as clean as we've seen in the past, but it is better than what we got originally by Mcfarlane, so I do have to give him credit on that. Overall, Nekron here is an amazing looking figure, and I absolutely love the way he came out. This is just one gnarly looking figure, and if you're into like zombie characters, this is one figure I really do recommend you pick up. So with that being said, guys, let's actually get Nekron compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Nekron posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Nekron posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we do have Nekron posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. So with the comparisons out of the way, guys, let's actually have a look at Nekron's articulation. Now, Nekron's head is on a double ball joint, so he can look up quite a bit. He can look down a lot, but his head will get in the way of his, well, his choker gets in the way of his head articulation. Now, you can bury his head into the choker, but I really wouldn't stretch this out too much. But yeah, it is a little bit of a shame that his head can't look down further than that. He does get some really good head tilt. Just look at that. It's really good, really good range there. Does turn left and right. Arms are on ball joints. They don't really pivot forward and back all too much, and they don't pivot up or down. They do a full 360, but they do get in the way of his robe. Well, his robe gets in the way of the articulation, so do keep that in mind. It is a softer plastic, so it will get out of the way, but not to the extent that you think it will. It'll still go off at that weird angle. He does have a bicep swivel, which works really good. We have a double jointed elbow, which works fine. Surprisingly, we actually have a ball jointed wrist on a Mega figure, so it does move in and out. We can pivot that to have up and down movement, and then it does rotate on that pin, so really do like the fact that he has your standard Mcfarlane joint here. Now, as you would expect, he has no mid-torso articulation here just because of how his body is sculpted, so we don't get any ab crunch, and that's basically the way it's been on every Nekron figure since the dawn of existence. So he does have a ball joint here at the lower torso, which does let him crunch forward. Really doesn't crunch forward, he just kind of slumps forward, and he doesn't really arch his back that far. We do get an impressive swivel here, which I do like that. It does rotate, but it also rotates independently, so I think it might be a double ball joint where we have swivel here and at his waist, so yeah, that's really good. Legs do kick forward to about right here, but the robe will make his legs go down to about right there. They would go further back, but again, he is hindered by his robe. And out to the side, he would be able to do the splits, but As you would expect, his robe, even though it is a softer rubber, does get in the way of articulation. If you really force it, he would move, but yeah, you're not going to get much. He does have a thigh swivel up high, which is really good. I do like that. We have a double bend here at the knee. Really good range there. Then, surprisingly, he does have a really good hinge in the ankle. It does go back and forward really nicely. I mean, it goes almost flush to his leg. That's insane. We do have a swivel here, which is something we haven't seen on a lot of more recent Mega figures. Then he does have forward-facing pin for rocker ankle, which we can give him a true rocker ankle, and then of course he does come with a toe hinge. So overall, Nekron here has some pretty good articulation, and I really do like it, albeit he is limited in a lot of posing options because of his overall design. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Nekron posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Mcfarlane Toys Nekron pose for my final thoughts, and overall Nekron here is a really good looking figure. I absolutely love the sculpt work that went into this figure. There's a lot of details on this figure too that you will just fall in love with. I think this fell right into Mcfarlane's lap of something he would excel at. The undead figure and just the overall design of Nekron made for a compelling figure, and I really do like what we have here. That's not to say he isn't a perfect figure. He does have his flaws. I kind of wish that his shoulders were a little bit more articulated and that the robe was a softer material, just so that it would get out of the way of articulation a little bit more. Overall, I still love the fact that this Nekron is the size that he is, and he does come with his signature scythe, something that the Mattel one did not come with. And again, a lot of people like to argue real chain over having no chain, but then I will argue scythe over no scythe, and this figure has his scythe. Nekron here is an exceptionally well done figure in terms of paint and sculpt, and Mcfarlane absolutely did a phenomenal job on him. If you are looking for Nekron, he is starting to hit stores at the time I'm making this video, and I did pick up mine from Amazon, where he will run you about $40, which is the standard price for your standard Mcfarlane Mega figure, which is a fair pricing. Is how we actually do get an accessory with this figure, something we haven't seen since I think Steppenwolf and Darkseid. Yeah, they seem to be the first Mega figures to have had accessories, and we haven't really had too many after that. Overall, Nekron here is an exceptional figure, and you must have him if you are a fan of Blackest Night or just really love a zombie-esque character. He will look good controlling the armies of the undead. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Mcfarlane DC Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.